So in today's video we're going to take a look at one of my favorite scales in the entire world, and that's the melodic minor scale. So for those of you who don't know or have maybe just heard the word melodic minor but don't know what it is a beautiful scale that is essentially the major scale's minor equivalent in that it's actually basically a major scale just with a minor third. So the scale degrees in this would be the root, second, flat third, and then the top rest of the scale is just going to be like a major scale. You would get 4, 5, 6, major 7, and 1. And this is where we get some of the most beautiful chords and sounds in music. Like for example, if you've ever seen James Bond, you've heard a minor major 9 chord, which is housed within this wonderful scale. So what we're going to do today, we're going to look at all 5 positions of the melodic minor scale, all the way up the neck. We're going to do it in the key of G. I'm going to have diagrams up here popping up. You can download those for free from my website. There's a link to that down in the description if you like. But without further ado, let's dive into it. So the melodic minor scale has some kind of clunky fingering, so I'll do my best to explain those while we go around. But let's start out in this first scale position. We're going to use the key of G, which is the key that I use to learn all scales on the guitar before I move them around. And if this is your first time watching one of these how-to scale videos from me, anytime you see that hollow note, that means it's our starting and our ending note. It's also the root of the scale. In this particular example, this first example, it's not going to be super important yet, but it will be in the second one, so stay tuned to see why I'm so annoying about my starting and ending notes. But let's jump in. So if we start on our 3rd fret there of the E string, I'll play through this position nice and slow, and then I'll do it a little bit faster for you. So here, I'm going to go up. Here's the first kind of weird fingering thing. I'm going to play the 3rd fret of my A string with my pointer finger. I'm going to play the 5th fret with my pinky, because doing that lets me reach my hand a little bit further back. Then the rest of the scale is pretty smooth sailing, where we'll go up like this. Back down. Same fingering here. I'm going to go pinky, pointer finger. That lets me get my pinky back down here. Okay, now so you can hear kind of the full picture of the scale, let me do that a little bit quicker for you. It sounds something like this. I betrayed my fingering. Let me do that again. Beautiful. Okay, now let's look at position 2, where position 2 is going to start on our 5th fret of the D string. Again, that is the root of the scale. We're starting with our pointer finger there. And now, whenever there's a starting note that's in the middle of the scale, the reason that I call it the starting and the ending note is that we want to play this all the way up the neck, all the way down, and then all the way back up to that. So the reason behind this is that you always get to you always get to hear at least one octave of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, before you turn around. Whereas if I started from, say, this G, I only get 4 notes. So let's go through this position a little bit slowly, talk about some fingering things. So we start out, the first half of this is pretty straightforward. I'll just keep going. I flubbed that note, but so it goes up. Now we're going to come back down. There's a bit of a reach to get my ring finger, so I go pointer finger, ring finger, just to help keep my hand in position. Now we're going to go back up the scale again. And when you do this scale has a lot of times where you have to play 4 notes on one string. Whenever you find yourself in that situation, I always reach my pointer finger just 1 fret back and drag it up, just because your pointer finger is going to be probably your most stable finger to reach out of position, and I don't find it's too big of a hassle to do that little da-da with it. But okay, there's position 2, starting from the 5th fret of the D string. Let's jump up to position 3, where we'll be starting with our pinky on the 10th fret there. Now this position is going to look like this. We're going to do the same thing. We'll go all the way up, all the way back, and then back to that starting note. It's going to look something like this. Pretty straightforward. Now here on the B string, I'm going to just slide my pointer finger up for that one extra note. Nothing too crazy. We turn back around. Same thing, pointer finger slides back. We keep trucking down. No gymnastics down here. Now here's that position a little bit quicker, just so you can hear what it sounds like and get the full feel for it. Now, 4th position, we start from the same note, but now our pointer finger is going to be there. This one follows a pretty similar pattern to the others. We're going to look like this. I'm going to go pointer finger, pinky on the 12th fret, so I can reach my finger back. Now here my finger crawls up. Going to work our way back down. Nothing serious. Here my pointer finger's got to kick back a fret. Not too bad. Now that same position a little bit faster. Then finally we end up in our 5th position all the way up here, where we're starting with our pinky on the 15th fret of the E string. This shape's going to look like this. Reach my pointer finger back. Gonna go back down. Not too bad. Now here's the full thing a little bit quicker. So that is all 5 positions of the melodic minor scale. Now really quickly to show you how it can move to different keys, let's do it again in the key of C. Now again, if you haven't seen any of my other kind of scale or arpeggio videos, what we want to do is we want to find the C that starts on either the E, A, or D string as far back on the neck as we can go, and we'll find that it's on our 3rd fret. Now to figure out which position I need to play, I know that it will either be position 3 or position 4, because position 3 and 4 both start from the A string. And I'll quickly discover that I can't do it in position 3 because I'd have to play an open string, and we don't want to do that when we're practicing scales. So I know that I'd be starting in position 4, and I would play these notes. Then, because I know that I started in position 4, once I found where I jump into this sequence, it just keeps on going. So then I'd end up in 5th position on the E string with my my pinky finger there, and I would play the same shape, but now I'm starting what was the 15th fret is now the 8th fret because I'm doing it in C, and I would get these notes. Then I'm in position 1. Then position 2. Then finally position 3 would be my last position way up here at the 15th fret. And that, my friends, is the melodic minor scale on the guitar. So again, you can download those diagrams from my website. There's a link down in the description. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you. And if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. It truly helps me out more than you could know. If you want to take a guitar lesson with me, there's a link to that down in the description. I've been working with a bunch of you guys from YouTube, and it's super fun to connect with people all over the world. If you want to support me in the free educational content that I'm putting out here, I'd really love it if you could support me over on Patreon. There's a link down in the description. I've got 2 tiers that'll give you either early access to videos or early access to videos and and access to an exclusive video that's only for patron members. So I'd love to see you over there. If you also want to support what I do have an educational book and video course that's available, also down in the description. And last but not least, I got new videos coming out every single week. I hope I'll see you in the next one. And until I do, I'll wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have some fun playing the guitar. Thanks.